Okay. Alright, let's go and build up that live now. You know. Okay, let's see who's on the live tonight. You know, let's see who's on the live tonight. And let's use our food as our medicine. Not a cancer people, since a cancer people today again. Our people in listening, you know. Cancer. Brother, 4th stage cancer now. From prostate cancer went to his bones, in his lymphatic system. Yeah? Okay. Alright. Let me see on live, Gary. Blessings. Gary Bell. Shante Johnson, good night. Yep. Jason. Love always, Jason. Yes. Yes, Charles. Blessed love. Yes, Miss Hatchet. I'm going to call you in the morning. Kind of busy these days, Miss Hatchet. I'm going to give you a call in the morning, okay? We send a package for you. Blessings always. Early. Lady Ann, good night. Matthew, good night. All right. Brother Mackenzie, good night. All right. Wonderful. Vanessa Miller, good night. I may want to stay too long. Ruth, good night. Everybody, good night. And Sonia, blessed night, everybody. Now, if you're from the Caribbean countries, we're going to talk about the foods that we eat down there. And I'm going to show you how I use my food as medicine. Because food's supposed to be used as medicine. Food not supposed to get us sick. Yeah? That's the bottom line. That's the reason why lots of people get an acid reflux, cancer in the stomach. From the H. pylori bacteria gastritis, which is the main cause of stomach cancer, IBS, Crohn's disease, ileitis, diverticulitis, mucous colitis, all the itis, inflammation. Yeah? And that's because we are not using our food as medicine. We just had another brother today with prostate cancer. The cancer went to his bones. And the cancer is also in his lymphatic system. He's in the 4th stage, man. 49 years old. Dig that, eh? Yeah, and I'm saying that cancer is going to increase if we keep on using a food that is not compatible to our internal ecology, okay? Here, son. So we're going to teach you how to use the food together, right? So what I did was, I bought some food from some restaurants, showing how the average Caribbean person eat every day. Turn it around, son. Wonderful. Come over here. Come over here. The human body is so unique because we are wonderfully made by the Most High Jehovah God. We are wonderfully made by the Most High Jehovah God. So this body is supposed to do anything for us. Yeah? We have what we call meridians or channels. Red is the yang and blue is the yin. Yeah? It's a principle. Right, so in our classes on Come Chat with Patrick, that we're going to teach about the yin and the yang principles and the excess and the chen, the shen, and the mind and all these kind of different principles in terms of our medicine. Okay, over here. Now, lots of people is suffering from acid reflux. Older people, younger people, right? Now over here, see over here? Come on, let me bring it up a little bit more. You could bring it a little to the screen. Got it over here. Wonderful. Let me see. I want to blow it up for your stomach cancer. Yeah? It's alright. If you can't get that's okay. We're going to teach you now how to prevent acid reflux and how to prevent gastritis that causes cancer in the system. Yeah? Wonderful. Alright, you can leave it like that. It's alright. Now you see stomach cancer right there? You see stomach cancer? That is the most difficult cancer to fix. And you, the individual who get this type of cancer, is not because you have a gene. Like the brother, I think is Robert Hampton, I believe. He have stomach cancer because of a gene from his parents, his mother, like the BRCA gene. And he have stomach cancer. I don't know what he was doing wrong. Yeah? But you can get stomach cancer from gastritis. That's the main cause of stomach cancer. What causes gastritis? The H. pylori bacteria. Lots of people have it and don't even know they have it either. Yeah? And that's because we were not taught how to use the foods in combination. Because it's food combining in order for us to prevent lots of acid and inflammation from messing up the stomach walls. Yeah? All right, so stomach cancer, we can go on a little bit more for me, son. Because we were taught the wrong way. We were taught the wrong way. Yeah? Now, stomach, esophagus. You have the pyloric splinter going into the duodenum. But you must digest here. This is the first place you digest your food. Bottom line. If you eat the foods wrong, in combination, you're going to have a traffic jam sitting inside there for a long period of time. And then when you go to bed at night and you have all the food sitting here, eventually you're going to get some form of digestive disorder. Yeah? Watch now. Watch now. You see them? I want you all to look at them very carefully for me. Now, stomach, digestion, small intestines, absorption, large intestines, elimination. Then you have what? You have the pancreas. And then you have the spleen, and you have the gallbladder, and you have the pancreas right under the left lobe of the liver. Now, this gland is very significant. So if you eat them so wrong for a long period of time, you are going to affect the pancreas in a negative way. And then you're going to get troubles long term. If you have food sitting in the stomach for a long period of time, you're going to get gastritis, you're going to get ileitis, you're going to get Crohn's disease, you're going to get mucus colitis, and all the other itis that they can fix plus GERD, and acid reflux. And then when you get acid reflux, you are going to get cancer long term if you're prone over there. All right, now, what causes acid reflux? Bad combination of foods. When you combine your foods wrong, like I'm going to show you in a little while. Once you start combining your foods the right way, you can never get acid reflux. GI tract problems can cause you to have what we call gastritis because the food moved back. Way back from the intestinal walls. Yeah? Way back from here. It comes back and it comes back into the liver. And the liver become overloaded. We call it liver overload. And the liver is so overloaded that your liver cannot filter your blood, because the whole digestive system is all messed up. So the liver goes and it sends all the overloaded toxins to your gallbladder. And your gallbladder now get gallstones, and he cannot emulsify the fat. So it goes all the way back into the villi, where it's supposed to weigh the fat, and it comes back into the portal vessel and come back again into your stomach, causing you to get gastritis. You follow me? Back up and back up and back up because the food is sitting in the stomach for too long. Right? Let's go again. We're going to treat acid reflux and stomach cancer with herbal medicine. Come over here now. Come, sir. Now, in the Caribbean country, yeah, this is how we eat. And especially on a Sunday. We eat rice with peas. We eat some pastas. Get a fork so I can take it for you. There you go, because you want to confuse the people. Or mostly all Caribbean people eat this way. The whole of the Caribbean, from Jamaica to Trinidad and Tobago to Grenada, all restaurants do not believe in, they doesn't know how to combine the foods properly, so that's how they use the foods. So they doesn't know that they're not using, when you eat the food this way, we are not using the food as medicine. We are just causing a traffic jam in the stomach walls, and automatically long term we come up with some form of disease, because this is the wrong way. So this is rice, yeah, and then we mix the rice with some pasta, yeah, and then we take a piece of a snapper and we put it in the same plate, and then we put a very small amount of vegetables. Yeah, that's what they do. That's an average Caribbean restaurant. That's how they cook. Yeah, because they were not taught, yeah, the right way. Now, this is an acid food. This is an acid food. And this guy here, right here, the fish, he is acid too. They're all acid. Yeah? Now remember we said before, you see this food here, he do not digest in your stomach at all. He digests in your mouth. So when you chew him for a long period of time in your mouth, he starts to turn into sugar chains, because the amylase in your saliva start breaking him down into sugar chains. Yeah? So when he gets into over here now, Him. This guy right here. Let's bring him over here. We're gonna take him and we're gonna bring him over here with us now. We're gonna go with him. Come over here now. You see, when he get down here, when he get in your stomach, right here, the acid that your stomach produces, it kill him. It kills him, this one right here, the macaroni and the rice, because he don't start digesting in your mouth already. So when he reach here, after say, oh, you're not supposed to be digested over here. So he kill him. He killed the enzyme that break him down right here. So this food here that the Caribbean people eat so regularly with proteins, he can never ever stay in here because the acid kills the amylase that breaks him down. So what he does, he runs so fast and he moves and he goes right over here into the small guy right here. Yeah? And when he goes over here, this guy right here called the small intestines, and your pancreas, which is the most active gland in the digestive system, they send a little bit more of the amylase into this guy right here to finish the digestive process of this guy right here. Yeah, the macaroni. So he do not digest in your stomach at all. Period. He have to run because acid kill him. Come over here, son. Now let me go to the next man now. Let me go to this guy. This guy is what you call a protein food now. Come over here, this guy over here. This guy is called the protein. He's the fish. He takes 12 to 24 hours just to digest in your stomach. You understand? This is like beef. Beef take about 24 to 48 hours to come into the body. At least 36 hours at least. Yeah? So, this is the fish right here. He gets in to this guy right here. Right here. And when he gets into this guy over here, the same thing happens like the starch. Your acid start killing the protease that break down your piece of fish. Yeah, right here. But the fish protein have a backup called pectin that resists the acid. So this food here breaks down in your stomach. You follow me? Yeah? I want you to follow me now, you know. That's where you get the diseases. Yeah? So although he's being killed by the acid in the stomach, the pectin resists the acid and he breaks down here. Follow me now. Now, stay right there, son. You see both of them together now? Watch them now. Both of them together, they're going on inside here. When both of them reach inside here, this guy, your macaroni, can never move. He can't. Because he have to wait for this guy, the protein guy, to finish the digestive process before he can move. While he is sitting inside here, waiting for this guy to digest, he is creating fermentation. Yeah? Like you put a piece of meat outside for 3 days, it starts to turn to bubbles. That is what's going to happen in your stomach when you start to mix them together. Once he starts to ferment, he starts to create all this havoc in your stomach. You start hearing noises. You start burping. You start getting all these troubles inside you because now he's being idle, waiting for this guy to digest. Now this guy takes 12 hours to move. Once he moves, this guy once he digests, then the macaroni guy, he moves, but he moves undigested, and he goes right down here, and he tries to finish the digestive process in this small guy called the small intestines. But now you're so messed up now because you're so fermented, you start causing havoc, and then your pancreas now cannot produce your sodium bicarbonate to struck inside the ileum to cause this guy here to turn into a pH of 7.5, so you start getting duodenum ulcers. And then all of a sudden now, the fish is still in your stomach. He ain't moved yet because you have to wait. And he's still now fermenting. And once he moves from here and he goes inside here, Then the fish comes and the fish goes right to here, dragging the amino acid, which cause you to have lots of troubles long term with malabsorption. And then once all that reach inside here now, inside here, boom, you start to get formaldehyde. You start getting ketol. You start getting bad bacteria because now they fermented. And when they fermented and they putrefy, it start to rot inside this organ here. And this organ called the large intestines cannot remove them because they are so messed up because you combine them wrong. There you go. Come over here, son. See? So that is the reason why you're getting high blood pressure. And that is the reason why you're getting colon cancer. And that is the reason why you're getting duodenum ulcers. And that is the reason why you're getting IBS and leaky gut syndrome. And all these so-called digestive disorders called GI tract disorders because you're combining wrong. Because they taught us wrong. So this here is called a pyramidal. Because you see nothing yet, you know. They come, watch me now. And they take a piece of avocado, yeah, and they cut them up, and they chuck them in there too. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Fats now. You understand? The fats inside it too. Take that. You understand? And we know for a fact that fats from the avocado need heat to break it down. You understand? So you eat this kind of meal, and you're going to sit down on a chair behind a desk, and you're working, you ain't burning up nothing. So all the fats that you cannot burn up end up in your adipose tissues, causing you to be overweight and get love handles and get a big bam bam if you're a woman, and this big spread legs, and man love that because they doesn't know that you're poisoning yourself on a regular basis. And then you get breast cancer, you get ovarian cancer, you get all breast disease, fibrocystic breast disease, all because you combine them wrong. You see, because all of them is acid. So when you eat this way now, and the body say, oh shoot, acid, because fats are acids, oils are acids, proteins are acids, and starches are acid. You say, oh my goodness, acid, and a small amount of vegetables, alkaline. See, so you throw off that pH in your stomach, and then the pH start dropping, going down to 0.1 pH in your stomach, and then all of a sudden you start to get burning in the esophagus. They call it heartburn, or you start having burning in the stomach because all the acid foods that you've been eating together is now damaging the stomach walls, causing the lining to become so messed up that you start burning it up. And they tell you, because you start to get ulcers in the stomach. You guys get gastric ulcers, they call it, because of them food here together. Yeah? And when they move and they go into the large intestines, you go now when you eat at dinner the same exact way. And then all of a sudden, this guy is still waiting to move. So your dinner, which is the same way, meet him in the digestive system, and you have more havoc now because both of them meet. And when you have a traffic jam in your digestive system, you're gonna have trouble in the organs. The organ will give you problems. What's going to happen to you? Come over here, son. Once you start to create a traffic jam in this here, the stomach, he gonna get angry. Your liver, he gonna get mad at you long term. He gonna get mad at you too. You see the colon? Yeah, he gonna get mad at you also, and your pancreas gonna say, you know what? Because you are keeping so much acid food sitting in the stomach walls, me, the pancreas, which is supposed to function in an alkaline terrain, 8.0, 8.3, I am going to change the pH of my secretion to what? 5.0. I'm going to work there for you, but I am going to burn up the enzyme function, and once I burn up the enzyme function, you would not be able to break down proteins, starches, and carbohydrates, and starches and fats, and I'm going to give you trouble with what? With high cholesterol. I'm going to give you troubles with gallbladder stones and gallbladder congestion, because now they're angry at you because you have them all congested inside here, causing a traffic jam. And then the large bowel, say, oh, you have me so congested now that I have food sitting in my ass down here, and my pH is supposed to be 7.5, and I'm going to check it down to 5.0. So I'm going to eat up the walls because now you have food sitting in me for too long, causing the bad bacteria to come in, to flourish, and take over the good guys that's supposed to be sitting in my butt right here. And he said, you know what? I'm going to give you some Crohn's disease. I'm going to start to eat up all the lining of the stomach walls. He said, you know what? I'm going to give you some colitis, inflammation of the whole GI tract. He said, no, you know what? I'm going to give you mucus colitis too. And I'm going to give you IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, because you are irritating my ass. And because you're irritating me now, I'm going to cause you to get inflammation. And then you go so far again. You're still doing the same thing for 20 years. And he said, okay, you're still messing me up. All right, no, I'm going to get your ass now. I'm going to give you sigmoid carcinoma, or I'm going to give you polyps in the colon. And then you go to the bathroom and you see blood, and you say, no, why you see blood in your stool? Because now you're getting hemorrhoids in your butt because you make me become constipated, because you're not moving me fast enough to eliminate the poisons that I'm supposed to eliminate from over here. That's what it is. And that's why you're getting sick. So so although you're using your foods, you're not using your food as your medicine. So these organs, which are supposed to protect us, they start to get angry, and they start getting you sick, and they put you in prison or in jail for a little while, and then you get some Pepto-Bismol, you get some Dica, you get some Nexium, and you take them and you feel better, and then you come back and do the same thing, and you say, okay, you do the same thing again. He put you back in jail for a little while now, and then after a while he gets you sick. He give you colon cancer, he give you gastritis, he give you the H. pylori, he give you liver congestion, he give you high liver enzyme function, he give you liver cancer, he give you pancreatitis, he give you gallstones, they remove your gallbladder, and then he come and he give you now pancreatic cancer. That's what it is. And they all start from right over here. Because why? Come over here, son. Because you've been using him the wrong way. You follow me? So I'm going to teach you how to combine them. Yeah? Now, if you're going to eat this way, a lot of people can't eat the way I eat, so I'm going to teach you. If you're going to eat this way, because remember that he's a starch. Yeah? Starch. Starch. Yeah? Although he have lots of carotenoids, very important with carotenoids. Yeah, but he has a lot of starches though. Starch. When you eat this way, right? If you're going to eat this way, right? Because a lot of people can't change now. But you can adjust. You can't change. A lot of you all can't change, but people can adjust. So the adjustment is you're going to eat him first. Yeah? You're going to use this guy right here first, the starches. And when you eat him, give him enough time to go into the stomach and move out. And when he moves out, then you can eat this guy after. Because when he comes in after now, he's not going to cause this guy to slow up in your stomach, causing havoc long term. If you cannot eat the way I would like you to eat the starch first, and after you eat the starch, after 5 minutes, because the starch do not stay in your stomach at all, then you can eat the protein. Yeah? And then after the protein is digested properly, then you will have what we call a faster transit time, because the key is to have fast transit time. You have food moving from one place to the next. Let's go to this plate over here now. Now this here called breadfruit. This is a starch. So all the Caribbean countries, they have a starch diet. Lots of starch. I call this food a slave master food. Sorry to say, if I offend anybody, but this is a slave master food. That is what they gave our great-great-grandparents in slavery days so they could walk the land. You understand? Starch, and more starch. So you could go there and get some energy and work because you're a slave. So these foods, I call them slave master food. I don't eat them. You understand? And if I'm going to use this high here and make what we call breadfruit mayonnaise with this, I don't eat them. It's too much starch. Because you're going to Grenada, you get this in one plate, you get potato in one plate. You get another potato. Then they give you some yam. Then they give you some macaroni. Then they give you some tanya. Then they give you some dasheen. All starch. And a little bit of protein. So you have a starch diet. Starch, because that is what they give to our parents as slaves to work the land. You understand? So you have to, I'm not saying don't eat them, but don't put all of them in one plate because it's just a sugar diet you're eating. And that's the reason why St. Lucia have lots of diabetics. That's the reason why Grenada is not backward, have lots of diabetics. That's the reason why Antigua have lots of diabetics, losing the kidney. That's the reason why lots of the Caribbean countries is full of diabetes because they have us on a slave master diet. If I offend anybody, it's okay. Wonderful. I speak in facts. Wonderful. Now, let's look at this guy over here now. Now, this guy don't have no flesh foods. Yeah? So he now, see him here? He is more greens. Yeah? And this guy over here, they call it Rasta pasta. I don't know why they call it Rasta pasta. I know Rastas eat it, but you know what I mean? They call it Rasta pasta. So this guy here is called Rasta pasta. So you have some beans. Yeah? They put beans in him and they put some greens. Now he is much better than the one I showed you a while ago. Because remember that this food here is alkaline. Yeah, we call them electric foods. They are more alkaline. So they will cause this food here to remain the exact time in the stomach and move. So once he gets into the stomach with this food over here, he moves quick because this food here will normalize the pH in the stomach, not causing the pH to drop. And number two, it will also help the stomach to produce enough mucus to protect the lining of the stomach walls, because that is the purpose of the stomach, to prevent too much acid from boring into your stomach, causing you to get ulcers. So when you eat this way, this guy here will protect you and cause your stomach now to produce the mucus that will help the lining to stay what we call close enough so that nothing can bore into your stomach walls, causing cancer. So this is much better than this guy. And then you have a piece of ripe plantain. Come over here, watch me. They put a piece of ripe plantain in this guy over here too. Ripe plantain. This is the acid diet. This is called the pyramid diet. This is the acid diet. This is the killer diet. If this diet here in the Caribbean countries was so good and proper and sound, why the hospital or the sick care building is full of people eating this way? That's common sense. I want you all to ask you all that question. If this diet here was so proper, that's what the dietitians promote, a pyramid diet. That the pyramid diet is obsolete to me because it's an acid diet. 6 food groups in one plate. How you going to have 6 food groups in one plate, eating them together? And once you start to eat this way, you are creating babel, confusion. Because why? Because these foods together is so incompatible that they start to cause troubles in here. Watch me now. In this gland right here. And the exocrine part of him said, oh my Jesus Christ, Patrick, you have 6 food groups sitting in your plate. Now, which one should I digest first? You have fats, you have proteins, you have starches, you have all kind of garbage sitting in here. Which one should I digest first? Because my exocrine part of the gland is so messed up. You mess him up. The pancreas, that is. And because he is the most active gland in the digestive system, you kill him long term. You change his pH from 8.3 to 5.0. He going to function there, but he going to burn up the enzyme function, and then automatically you cannot break down nothing at all, and you start getting diabetes. And then the endocrine part of the gland, which is supposed to produce the insulin, you start getting insulin resistance now. Why you're getting insulin resistance? Because now all the fats that is sitting in the digestive system, the fats go back and it come back into your liver, and it causes you to have a fatty liver because you have liver overload. That's number one. And then it goes into the receptor and it blocks it up with cholesterol. And now when he produces your insulin comes in, and he goes in and he says, oh my goodness, receptor, what's going on, man? I can't get in. Yeah, you can't get in because the fats is blocking my ass, and here you can't get in. And you get insulin resistance because now you're overweight, because the fats you've been eating clog up the receptors. Take that. What's that now? Come over here, son. So this guy is better than this guy to eat on a regular basis. I'm telling you, yeah? And if you're going to eat this guy, which is the fish, add these guys over here. See them over here? Add him, watercress. Keep the liver healthy, have a lot of minerals and trace elements. He is alkaline, cucumbers. They call it raw. Yeah? He, alkaline, has lots of selenium, okra. He's full of selenium, but he also has slime to help to soothe the stomach walls because of ulcers. Yeah? Okra does that. Then one here called cilantro. Yeah? And parsley. They're alkaline. And then you put some string beans for your pancreas. Natural insulin. And you put some pumpkin. Because now you're buffering. Yeah? See, you're buffering. See, you buffer? You have to buffer. Don't forget buffering. We buffer a lot. So when you buffer, you change that pH from 5.0 to 7.0 in solution. You follow me? Because vitamin C is an acid vitamin. Don't forget ascorbic acid. Now, if you use too much vitamin C, it can also irritate your kidney long term. But when you buffer the vitamin C with what? With calcium and magnesium, they act as buffering agents, so they change the pH from acidic to alkaline. So it's the same exact principle with your foods. You have to buffer the acid foods with the alkaline foods, and when you buffer them, you're going to have fast transit time, so when the food gets into the large intestine, it can move quicker, because now your transit time is faster. Now, anytime you're eating anything sweet as a diabetic, see this food right here? You must always take a piece of lettuce and chew it behind any piece of sugar that you are eating, because this guy here, he have lots of enzymes. So he normalizes the function of the pancreas, causing the exocrine part of the pancreas to produce more enzymes so you can break your sugar down properly. Yeah, don't forget that. Yeah, wonderful. So remember that, come over here, son. Fats are acids, acids, acid, acid, acid. So if you're going to eat this way, eat the starches first. Let the starch go. After the starch go, then you're going to eat your protein, because the starches do not digest in your stomach. The protein does that. So the protein going to have enough time to digest. And when you go to bed and you have this sitting in your stomach walls again too, you're in trouble long term. Because you're not supposed to have no food sitting in your digestive system in the night time. When the body's supposed to be regenerating. Because Jehovah God, Yahweh, He created sleep for a purpose. That's why we call the pineal gland in the back of the brain the spiritual gland of the body. You understand? Because when you're sleeping, everything starts regenerating. You know, food sitting in your stomach is not a good thing when you're sleeping, because now you're creating more fermentation, more putrefaction. You see, and in long term, for 20, 30 years, you get to the age of 30, 35, 40, 50, pale gray hair start to come a little faster. You start having high blood pressure. You start getting diabetes. You start getting lupus. All these conditions because all the fats cause the organ to become bloated. And when the organ becomes bloated, it chokes out the immune system to be overactive or overzealous. And then your immune system starts attacking your connective tissue. You get lupus. You start attacking your lung. You get saccharidosis. It starts attacking your muscles, you get muscular dystrophy. All the autoimmune diseases they can't fix. And they all start from your digestive system, the earth system, because that's where everything starts. So you have to combine right. Yeah? Come over here. Now, in our medicine, we have food herbs, we have medicinal plants, and we have the poison. Now, I'm going to show you the medicinal plants and the food plants. Bring them over here. Come over here, son. You see this guy? Anytime you're eating any kind of flesh food with eyes, fish, pork, beef, chicken, turkey, make sure you cut up a little bit of this guy and put him in your meat, because he helps to detoxify the ammonia in your meat. Remember that? This guy called ginger, and he's alkaline. Ginger helps to detoxify the ammonia in your meat, so you don't cause you to have troubles in your kidney long term. Yeah? And it's alkaline. This guy called papaya, the green one is more significant than the ripe one. So you just cut up the green one and put it in your foods and use the seeds, because the seeds are good for parasites. Yeah? So when you cut him up, because he's green, he have more enzymes than the ripe papaya. So you feed your pancreas and you feed your intestines. You understand? Plus, he make you go to the bathroom properly too, and he kill any kind of parasite that's infesting your system too also. So chop them up fine and put them in your foods. You see? Because your pancreas function on enzymes and insulin. Yeah? Next one over here. These are called food herb. This is called rosemary. Brain fog. But we take him and put him in the foods because there's a purpose for him going into your food as a seasoning, because he's also good for the stomach. He's not good for the brain only. So when you put him in your food, we call him a food herb, you can also now keep your stomach healthy, and he have lots of antioxidant. Rosemary. Next one. Him. You see, in Grenada, we have this guy and this guy together. Any Grenadian will tell you that. We call this scythe and we call this thyme in Grenada. Yeah? I think they call this one West Calio, if I'm correct. Now this guy and this guy are food herbs. So when you're going to season your foods, make sure that you put some thyme in your food, right? Patrick does, because he is antiviral and he is antibacterial and he is good for your lung. So any kind of virus that's going to stick in your lung, because he have lots of antiviral activity, he will help to remove the viral infection from your lung. You follow me? And if there's any kind of bacteria in the system, he is going to kill the bacteria because he's antiviral and he's antibacterial. And then he know it's alkaline. So when you chop him up and put it in your foods and you season your meat and stuff like that and your fish like that, then automatically when you eat the food with those in your foods now, they will protect you because we call them food herbs. Yeah? Wonderful. Next one. Mint. You can take a few pieces of the mint and put it in your foods. Because mint is good. It's good for bad breath. But when you put it in your foods, what? When you get into your stomach, he is what we call a carminative. He calms the stomach walls. So if you want to have good stomach health, you can chop him up fine and put him in your foods or put him in your salads. You understand? And he will keep the digestive system healthy too. Yeah? This one is called sage. And sage is a food herb too. Yeah? But he is so significant, he's not only good for your stomach, he's good for the whole respiratory system too. So when you put him in your food, because he's also antiviral and because he's also antibacterial, when you put him in your food, ain't no goddamn bacteria and ain't no virus could sit in your lung and affect your alveoli. That's why we call them food herbs, because they are purposely put in the food to keep us well. But you cannot cook them out. Don't forget now. Next one is called basil. Basil It's significant because when you're like this, yeah, I'm down, I'm depressed. Woo! And you get them foods because he enhances your mood. You see, he's a food herb. You follow me? So once you put them in your food with them all stinking pork that mash up your liver and get you all angry, he will change that because he now will enhance your mood when you're all depressed. So he's a food herb. So make sure that you put them in your foods because he also works on the adrenal glands to prevent anxiety and stress and strengthen the cortex and the medulla of the gland so you don't get depression. And it increases your mood, especially if you're suffering from grief. And he's a food herb. Yeah? Wonderful. Yeah. Let me go to these over here now. Now, they have vegetable cheese. Yeah? And you have to look at the ingredients in them too. Because they call them veggie cheese. Not from dairy. See it, ma? Non-GMO. Slices. Yeah? Yeah? For your heart. That's what they said. Yeah? But sometimes you can't trust nobody. So I'm only telling you, if you're going to eat cheese, this one to eat. Vegetarian cheese. It don't clog you up. Alright? Wonderful. Yeah? Now come over here now. See him? Watch him. See him? That's your brain right there. Once you juice this guy, you have a lot of sulfur. Once you juice him, this guy right here, he gets into your brain because he's shaped like your brain. And he starts helping the brain to function and preventing all this brain fog and memory loss and all these kind of conditions that they say can't fix, like Parkinson's, because he have lots of sulfur and he helps the brain. See? Because he's like your brain. Huh? That's number one. This guy over here, look at him. Call him a food herb too. See him? Look at him. See? He's like those over here. See them? He's like that. See it? See them? Small capillaries. See them? That's what he is. See, that's what he does. See? He goes in and he cleans up the capillaries. So he helps your heart. You follow me? So you put them in your food as a food herb. And you eat them lightly steamed. He releases the allicin and all the chemicals and the sulfur in there that helps to keep him healthy and clean him up. Yeah? Because you have lots of that. See his shape? See? Right? This guy over here now, look at me. See him here? Although he should not be used by people who have RA. If you have RA, rheumatoid arthritis, or you have any kind of autoimmune disease, don't use tomatoes. They have a chemical that will cause you to have pain. So don't use them. But you see him here? You see arteries? You see? Yeah? And you're not supposed to eat them with the seeds either. Take out the seeds. Because the seeds can lodge in your appendix and cause you to get appendicitis. Because 56% of the people who lost their appendix, they found some tomato seeds in their appendix. So take out the seeds and lightly steam him. And when you lightly steam him, he will release the lycopene, good for cancer too, especially prostate cancer. And he will help this guy. See all of him here? He will help, see? He will help the veins and the capillaries and clean them out and prevent cancer and strengthen them because you have carotenoids and flavonoids and terpenoids. And he will strengthen them. You know? But chicken don't do that. Chicken don't have no fiber. How much water does chicken have? How much water does fish have? Maybe 1%. How much water does turkey have? How much water does salmon have? So you must use the food that have water. And here they are. See? Look at them here. You need water to cook. You need rain to fall. Water comes from the earth. It don't come from the sky. Water comes from the earth, goes up in the mist, and comes down as rain. You need water. God is great. You need water for what? To cook. You need water because the body is 80% water to survive. You can survive with food, without food for 3 days, but you cannot survive without water for a week. You follow me? Because the body is water. You need water to plant. You need water to cook. So all in here is water. And that is the diet that God gave us in the beginning. This here. Water, water, water. Because he knew what he created now. But because we start to believe what man tells us, oh, you could eat three meals per day and you're going to be all right. So if you're eating 3 meals per day, why you are getting so sick? Because you're not using your food as your medicine. Using the food the wrong way. And that's why the man in the white coat would like to see you. Because he loves when you come into him. Because he was not taught in medical school how to deal with nutrition. He is ignorant of the fact of that. Yeah? Plus, you have to know to use the foods. So, this food here should not be eaten in the nighttime. Do not eat no protein at night. Heavy proteins. Don't eat them in the nighttime because it takes too long to digest. 12 hours to 24 hours to come out of the body. Period. Leave him alone in the nighttime. No matter how much you like him. Because if your wife keep on feeding you this way for a long period of time, after 30, 40 years, your penis can't get hard. You will say, how come a penis can't get hard, wifey? Because you unconsciously kill the man. You killed him unconsciously. You kill his penis unconsciously because you were not taught by your mommy how to feed your husband properly. So you feed him this way for 30 years. And when he be 35 and 40, he can make one run, he can make 2 runs no more. And then after a while, he can't get hard at all because it clogs him up. You know what I mean? Penis dead like Lazarus. He can't get up. He got to go and take Viagra. Viagra kill his heart eventually too. That. Don't feed your man them food in the night time. You are unconsciously killing your husband. You understand? With grease. Kill his penis, kill his arteries, kill his heart. And if you don't have good heart health, in no way you're going to have good penis health. Because if you're in the box watching him now, he's there. Watch him now. You're going to take Viagra because you're clogged about the food you're giving him every day. You are killing him unconsciously. And he go on and say, baby, come. And he's giving you some nice thing. And he say, he's like, hold it. What happened, baby? I think I get a heart attack. What? Because you clog him up. You see? So you, the woman, supposed to be responsible for your man. You see? Preventing him from becoming impotent or causing him to have ED because you're clogging him up. Too much food in the night time. See what I'm saying? What of it? Come on here, son. Now, remember we said before that you can combine foods together and you can also combine fruits together too, the proper way. So, these guys, see them here? You can mix them. You can mix them together. But these guys here, you cannot put them together with this. You're going to spoil digestion. Because these are families. Yeah? Tangerine, oranges, key limes or lemons, and grapefruit are all families. They go together. You cannot mix them with this guy or this guy, but you can mix them with this guy. Because he's a subacid. He's a sweet fruit. He's a sweet fruit. So you can mix him with him, but you cannot mix this with these. You can mix these with that because they're subacids. You see what I'm saying? So you have to learn to combine your foods. And that's the reason why we have our cookbook coming out soon. Yeah? Cookbook coming out soon. We have this one over here. It's not fully ready yet because they put a wrong cover on the book. But you see what we have inside here? See? It's coming. See? Teach you about the heart. How to keep the heart healthy. See? Yeah? How to juice for life. Electric foods. So that your juice could feed your cells. See? See that? See? Yeah. And we're going to teach you in the book how to combine your foods properly. When you combine your food and all the herbs, see the herbs? Psh, the sick your building can never see you. See? Wonderful. So me now, hear this now. Couscous, not couscous. See him? Starch. Vegetable. They can go together. You follow? Yeah? Alright, wonderful. Grains, we call them secondary foods. Yeah? The peas we call primary foods. So you can use a grain with a primary food like a bean because they're compatible. You see? You have to know how to use them. Yeah? So, you're going to do? I go take a little bit of unsweetened cranberry juice and I put it in my coconut water. I love coconut water. I could drink coconut water all day. And then I'm going to take a PB8. See? Probiotic. I take about 40 billion of them every day. Yeah? And I take them out. And I put them inside it. Then I go to my buffered vitamin C. Yeah? And I take a teaspoon of that, which is 2,000 milligrams. And I put them inside it. So I don't have to eat no food. Yeah? And then I come. And I make sure my little boy, right here, see him down here, shoot him down here, son. Right there, see him? 2 o'clock in the morning, he bad. Because I put him in circulation formula. And I put him inside there too. Yeah. I don't want my woman to laugh at me. You understand? Boy, who I want you, boy? Go back and fix yourself, boy. Lymphatic system. Lymphatic drain. I drain my lymphatic system. I sweat a lot. And I drain it. So I stay healthy. I don't want to get a stroke like before. Because I had a stroke. I ain't going back to get another stroke or high blood pressure again. Yeah? And then I keep my prostate. You see the prostate gland? Men, take care of your prostate gland. Take 50 milligrams of zinc per day. Clean the prostate. Exercise the prostate. Do Kegel exercises with the prostate. Otherwise, you're going to die from prostate cancer or the man will take out your prostate gland at a young age. And don't believe because you're 25 and 30 now and you're banging all good. When you get to be 40, that prostate becomes so mushy or hard and automatically it cannot send that prostatic fluid into your testicles and you're going to start to have troubles in your prostate gland. And when you get 50 years or more, you're going to come down with prostate cancer if you don't take care of your prostate gland. Men, young brothers, I'm warning you all. Take care of all your prostate gland. It's going to keep you all sexually healthy. And I put him here. Yeah. Understand? And you see my kidney? Put my kidney thing. I just take care of all my organs after I eat or before I eat. If I take a meal, I put everything inside here. Yeah? And when I finish, I just drink heat on coconut water with all of them. And after I finish drink, I don't drink and eat at the same time. I drink before I eat, so I don't eat to be full. You see? And I drink him down. And after I drink him, I go to my meal. You see? But when you're eating and drinking at the same time, you are washing down your digestive juices. So you're not doing nothing good to the stomach walls. Because you're washing away everything. And then you eat and you're looking at television. Eh? And you're eating and looking at television and you're eating. And somebody make a joke about and the food in your mouth. Air gets in your stomach, lots of gases, and your husband coming too late and say, where you been? You been by a woman hour? You made them all around them? No, baby, I work late. You're damn lie. I call your job. You're not there. You wasn't in your damn job. And you're mad. And you're going in the kitchen and you eat a pizza, take a pizza. I'm mad at you because you're coming too late, but you have a woman and nobody. And you're eating. Eating when you're hungry. It's not a good thing. Yeah? And then you eat a big meal like this. And when you finish, you open your belt, you take off your belt, and you're going to sit down with a little magazine in your hands, like a man, and you start to look at television, and you're about 5 minutes, all the food sitting in. How are you going to be well? And you're doing that for 30 years. So the secure system must see all here. You see? So that's why we're writing a book now on 101 ways to digestion. So you all can have better health. You know, and follow it. You know what I mean? And when we drink, we eat. We don't eat and drink at the same time. We drink first. So when we drink first, we don't get full after we eat. So when you eat full, it's not a good thing. You must not eat to be full. When you eat to be full, you have trouble because now you are loading up your organs with waste matter and toxins. You see, and your stomach is only like a fist. And then after a while, your stomach goes up and it touches the esophagus. Come over here, sir. We're not too long. There we go. When you eat too much food inside here, and the stomach is like a fist, When the food sits in here for a long period of time, he goes up and your stomach goes up and it touches your esophagus. And they call it a hiatal hernia. So once the stomach goes up and touches your esophagus becomes short. And you start to get all troubles in your digestive system because you force your stomach so long that the stomach starts pushing up and touching this little guy right here, and all of a sudden you get hiatal hernia. And they want to operate on you. But you in turn have to learn how to push back down your stomach where it's supposed to be. And we're going to teach you these things. So they don't go and operate on you. You understand? You see them together? Look at them. See them here? Stomach, spleen, pancreas, large intestines, small intestine, liver. Look at them. Brothers and sisters. They all depend on each other. Just different parts of the body. But they all living in one house. You see? They're brothers and sisters. And they're going to get mad at you if you don't take care of them. Or they get mad at each other. And he start damaging him. And he start damaging him. And then he start damaging him. And he start damaging him. And then he start damaging him. And he start damaging him because they start to damage each other. They become enemies. Like you have a household of brothers and sisters and they're fighting all the time. Same goddamn thing inside here. The brothers and sisters keep on fighting each other because they're mad at each other. Because you're bloating them up with all fats and greasy foods and all them pork every night and day. That's it. All right. Almost done. Someone asked me, how do I eat 3 meals once per day, 3 days per week, and get nutrients? Yeah? Somebody asked me that. You eat once per day, Mr. Debs. Son, when last did I eat?
Can't tell you, boys.
Look at me, that's my son right here. He live with me now, me and he live together. Ask him when last I eat food.
Can't tell you.
He don't know. Because he will not come here and don't eat anything.
True.
But I drink.
True.
See, or juice. Or a blend. You see? Because I know if I force my organs with food regularly, they're going to become bloated with fats and elimination will be terrible. So I give them a break. So I eat 3 to 4 days per week. And I eat sometimes once per day. Or I don't eat at all. But I drink a lot of liquids. And I juice a lot of them. So I don't put no strain on my organ system. So I use my food as my medicine. You follow me? That's what I do. I use my food as my medicine. So when I use my food as medicine, my food will go in and my organs now will be so happy. They will laugh and say, thank you, Patrick, because now you are taking care of me. And I, in turn, will take care of you. Because in this world, if you don't take care of nobody, ain't nobody going to take care of you. Just common sense, because we're living in a messed up world. We won't have no love no more. Love has flew through the window. So if you don't create a loving environment internally in your body for your organs to function, they're going to harm you long term. They ain't going to love you no more because you're abusing them on a regular basis. It's common sense. You see? It's common sense, man. Yeah? Then we talked about fruits. And we said these foods should not be eaten in the morning. And these foods should not be eaten at night. And somebody said, I think, the Gregory said, you should eat fruits at 4 a.m. in the morning. Well, I don't know why he said that, but everybody have a different perspective on life. I respect the Gregory. You know what I mean? But I'm saying how you is going to eat fruits 4 o'clock in the morning when the temperature is cool. And fruits are cooling foods. Yeah? And they can make the body become too cold. Too yin. Not yang, too yin. No excess. So, your pancreas rises in the morning and he don't want no goddamn sugars. He's just rising just like you. You got to get up and you got to go and wash your face, say your prayers and wash your face, brush your teeth, and get yourself ready for work. Your pancreas does the same goddamn thing. He have to get up, he got to brush his teeth, he got to wipe his face, and he have to get ready to start producing his enzymes and his endocrine in the estrogen part and the insulin in the endocrine part at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. in the morning. He's ready. And you're supposed to feed him sugars between 10 a.m. and 5 or 6 p.m. Yeah? And after 6 p.m., your pancreas got to get ready to go to sleep. He's tired all day because you're feeding him too much sugars. Cakes, pancake, fruits, all day. He's tired. He have to rest now and regenerate. You see? So you can't feed him sugars in the morning. And these foods should only be 20% of your diet in the summertime and 5% of your diet in the winter and the spring and in the fall, because they are cooling foods. And because somebody said, oh, that's not science. Science ain't saying nothing to me. I go by nature. The chicken knows that when they get up in the morning, he knows when. Your body knows when to rise you in the morning time also. Your kidney knows when you have to pick up all these acid from the tissues and chuck it into the urine in the morning time. The kidney knows when you have to do that. Your liver knows between 1 and 3 a.m. in the morning when you have to regenerate. Your endocrine gland knows between the hours of 8 p.m. and 1 a.m. in the morning when they have to be regenerating. To send your messages to the receptors. So the body is wise. So if God made you in his own image and knows when night and day comes, your body knows that too. So all these organs know when they're supposed to function, what they're supposed to do because they have a job. So your pancreas at 10 o'clock in the morning says, oh, I'm ready to hit your sugars down. You start feeding them sugars. 20% in the summertime, sugars, fruits, territory foods we call them, and only 5% in the winter of these foods. And the person, well, fruits have minerals and vitamin C, carotenoids, sugars. Show me some of the minerals they have. So, when you eat them on a regular basis, they cause you, the individual, to eliminate. Because fruits make you go to the bathroom. Am I right or wrong? So if fruits make you go to the bathroom, if you eat too much fruits, which is called territory food, like the protein foods, you are going to eliminate minerals. And the body functions on minerals more than vitamins. So go back to the school of thought. Don't go back to science. Science is not always right. Yeah? Number one. Number two. If you eat acid food with a sweet food, you're going to damage the function of this food. This food is the territory foods. This one right here is called the territory. Yeah? Because it's only supposed to be 20% of the diet. Proteins. That is 20% of the diet. Why Patrick does? Because proteins are building foods. But they are also toxemia foods. Why, Patrick? Because they take too long to come out of the body. And they are not building blocks for us people who pass 21 years old or young. They are for children who's growing as building blocks. But we, the older people, have to use them as maintaining blocks. So we don't need a lot of protein. Because the elephant don't eat that shit. He don't eat no protein. The chimpanzee don't eat it. The deer don't eat it. The cow don't eat it because the cow is a vegetarian by nature. But we eat the cow. And the cow eat the grass. Dig that. You see what I'm saying to you? So we adults don't need no protein and no building food because we don't build already. We need protein as a maintaining food, maintaining block, not a building block. You see? But they fool us and make us feel we need to eat all these food together. And in the long term, we eating all this food on a long period of time, it kills the organ, it kills the blood, it kills everything, and then longer we get heart disease and all kind of trouble in the kidney and kidney failure and kidney disease and all the kind of diff, and they don't teach you nothing. Bless and love. The website is Natural Healing of the Body, Patrick Dells, HolisticHealing.com. Again, the number, people's coming all here. I'm giving you all one number. 1-888-496-4770. Because there are 929 numbers scamming you all. I'm patrick.holistichealing.com. That is not my page. That's a scammer. Wanda Sanchez, you're a scammer. A few of them were. Don't go to that page. Patrick Delves Holistic Healing is a scam page on Facebook. That's not my page. 929 is not my number. 1-888-496-4770. That's my number. Call and talk to Angel on hand. Trinidad, the products are in Trinidad. Going to be Trinidad this week. Boom. Call brother Keenan Monroe. 8388797 and Roger in Canada. We're gonna have the product by tomorrow. A lot of them in Canada right now. See? So you don't have to go and send money to nobody. I don't deal with. I have a website. So if you want to buy my stuff, you go to the website. Yeah? And then we have are you coming back? See? Hold on a second. Patrick doesn't make an order last 2 weeks now. I can't get more order because you're coming back. See them, they're coming back. See? They're coming back. Patrick doesn't make an order since in April and I ain't get it because it's coming back.
Tell people to put when you.
They're coming back.
Just don't put. I'm the person that deals with the orders. It's be very frustrating to see someone put in an order and then for the address for me to send the order to, you have your email address.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Sometimes they send the wrong address.
And then the wrong address, and then y'all call, and then want to know why y'all don't have the order, bro.
Me headaches, you know?
Bro, we have hundreds of people ordering every day. Every day I have to type 40, 50, 60 orders. I can't be babysitting people who don't even know their own address, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So again, we're leaving to go to Grenada soon. This week is my last week in New York. You know, I got everything organized. I'm just going to do some more therapy, and then we're going to leave. And we have lots of high blood pressure. We're going to thank Shirley. Shirley, I love you, my darling. I love you so much. You know, I love you. And all the people who bought the clothes. My sister who bought the clothes from Jehovah's Witnesses lady. She bought some clothes over here for the children. You know, my son bought a lot of Pampers. You know, we have Pampers. They left already by Compass shipping. We have lots of diabetic machine. We have lots of blood pressure machine. We have clothes. We have shoes. You know, all the clothes for the children. And we have Pampers for children. Because we're looking to give back to our people. You understand? Because I ask God for wisdom and knowledge and understanding. I don't ask God for no riches. You know what I mean? I ask God for wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And if by any chance God give me material riches, then I will know from my wisdom how to dispense the material riches to others who can't be as fortunate as I am. That's where we're supposed to live. If you all follow in Christ and Christ is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and you see he's born in a manger, and he didn't have no house, he didn't have no place to rest his head, and he could have been a rich man, because he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's what Christians say, ain't it? Dig that. Follow the principle, man. So we have lots of machines. I want to thank Shirley. Shirley, I love you, my darling. And all the sister from the Jehovah's Witnesses, with the clothes for the children, and the Pampers, and all the diabetic machine. It left by Compass shipping. When I get to Grenada, we're going to distribute them to all our people. Some going to go to Trinidad and Tobago. And when we finish with Trinidad and Tobago, my obligation now is to try to go to St. Lucia and St. Vincent and St. Kitts and all the other Caribbean countries, even Antigua, and start to get the governments up there to look out for the poor and the needy. Because that is the obligation of us human beings. That's the love. Give thanks. Don't forget the website is patrickdellsHolisticHealing.com, and the number is 888-496-4770. And I want to thank everybody for the support, because as you support me, I can support somebody else. Because each one teach one. And when we support our people, we can build something in the black community that can be ours. And then we can run out the violence among ourselves and get rid of black on black crime. Blessed love. Give thanks. Wonderful. That's what I want to see. I want to see before I die, may God give me health and strength, I want to see the unity among black people all over the world, from Africa to the Caribbean countries. I would love that. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. So I want us to build something, and then we could run everybody out of our community that come in and sell the same food that we plant in the Caribbean and sending it back to us. Dig that. I tell you, there was some real fool, you know. There was fool real bad. But because they know for a fact that we don't have no unity, you know, because slavery mashed us up. You know what I mean? Religion syndrome, they know we don't have no unity. They can come into our neighborhood and take what we have and run out. Yeah, and because we're not conscious of the fact, we let them come in, and then when our brothers and sisters try doing something, oh, you think too expensive, and I could go by the Chinese man and get it, but the Chinese man will come and buy your stuff. Yeah? And he won't let you into his neighborhood in Chinatown to open no store either. He ain't gonna let you in. The Italian man ain't gonna let you in his neighborhood either to open no roti store either. You see what I'm saying to you? But because they sat down and they study us so well, and they said, look at these Negroes, yeah, they like to dress, they like material, they like to fight against each other. Let's go in. And they put us against one another, and they come in and they take what we have, man. They sit down and study us. So I want all you to sit down and study them and look at how they function in the Caribbean countries, like Grenada, Jamaica, Trinidad, where they come from, all the way from Syria, and own all them stores. I want all you to sit down and study them and see why they leave so far and come to the Caribbean countries and open a store in 6 months, and you and I have to sell on the side of the streets, and we bond there. Dig that. I want you to sit down and study them and see why they're so progressive. And when you study them and see why they're so progressive, you could come back to us now and we could hold hands and say, yes, I learned from them suckers and see how they live in unity. Now it's time for us to do the same thing and run them out of our neighborhood. Blessed love. Give thanks and praises. Give thanks. Jah love, yeah? That's all I want to see. Africa unite. Blessed love. Give thanks. God is great.